Hello there, welcome back, what's up? So, in light of recent news from the Valve Team Fortress 2 development team, shut up for a second, thank you, they have decided to change a few of the weapons on the Spy. Very understandably, it was, well, rather broken to be able to no-clip around at super speeds using the Sapper, so thank God they're going to fix that issue in the future. Oh shit, where's he going? There we go. Oh bugger, what are you doing? Stop that immediately, okay. He's a little stuck right now, we're gonna have to fix that. Bugger. Anyway, thank God they've fixed that, and none of the other broken weapons in the game. So we're going to go... Do you mind? So in light of those news, we're going to pop into a pub, and for the last time in our entire lives, use the Sapper before they remove it entirely from existence. So with that said, I think we're going to go pop off now and do what we can before the announcer finishes us off. Oh god. Whee!
The following video is not meant to be remotely taken seriously, and was created purely for entertainment purposes.
I don't know where else I would be. Oh shit. I don't know where else I would go other than to a trade Minecraft server. The place the home of all the most competitive Team Fortress 2 players in the world. I figured this would be, a wonderful place to have a serious discussion. So, you're quite alright there. So the first thing I wanted to bring up was just how stupidly broken this gun is. Like, as you saw there, that Spy was utterly demolished by my abilities... Oh shit, look, there's a little cake in here. Do you want to eat the cake? Oh, hello. I just want to go into discussion just of how easy it is to aim this bloody weapon. Like, people are always, every single time you go into a pub server, there's always 50,000 spies in there who are just hitting every ambi shot. And there's just nothing you can do about it. It's almost like they're like 5 times your height or something, and to be honest, it's just completely insane that they... Just completely insane they haven't deleted that already, as is. If you just look at how absolutely demolishing it does to the entire video game as a whole, and it completely breaks the balance and the process of the game. Like, Spy, as you can tell, is meant to be a sneaky class. And just having a long-range weapon just completely destroys the balance and the flow of the game. It just completely breaks the flow of the game. There's no reason a Spy should be able to just kill people from across the map. It's just far too easy to do. You see someone across the map, and then you just point and click. It's the easiest thing in the world, and I'm surprised that, to be honest, they didn't balance it like 100 years ago when they added it to the game. In addition to that, just how broken it is. When you add in the presence of minecarts, it makes it impossible for you to be shot at from across the map. Even a heavy, he shoots like 1,000 million bullets a second. Even a heavy can't kill you if you've got power of the minecart. And just don't let them compare that to you in the Dead Ringer. The Dead Ringer minecart combo has been broken for years, to be honest. And I'm glad that they're finally fixing it. Something that's been very serious to my heart ever since Team Fortress 2 started. I've got no ammo. Just thank God that the devs, at least they're taking the time out of their days to stop. If players want to stand still across the map, that should be their God-given right. If they just want to stand there, doing nothing with their backstab preventing thing, why on earth should another class be able to just come up and, get rid of them? That just makes absolutely no sense from the balance of the game. Or if a demo man, you're running around with the shield, you shouldn't expect to die from distance range with your sword. You should be able to just do everything at melee range. Everything should be able to be equal by the end of things. One thing that they haven't actually touched up on in the update was just how really stupid it is, from the Snow Fort especially on Trade Minecraft, my favourite competitive map. It's incredibly broken. Just look at that. The Spy kill... Oh, it wasn't a Spy. I really would appreciate it as well, is that if they fixed hiding in wheat fields. I think it gives Spies just too much cover and too little visibility. The number of times that I've died in Premiership Final Officials from Spies hiding in wheat, it's just insane. There is nothing you can do to counter it. It's just one of the most broken things in the entire game, especially when the Spy gets his own damage resistance to go along with it. What is that sniper meant to do? How on earth are you meant to counter this as another Oh shit, he's done it. He's actually just figured out the counter. After all of the years, Valve have... Oh, never mind. He forgot. If only there was a possible counter to being shot at from really long range with a gun that doesn't have a scope and lots of bullet spread. You know what they should have done all along is I think they should add a chance every time you pop your medigun for example, for the medigun just to malfunction and blow you up. If I'm honest, it was never the spy's role to be a long-range class. All along, he should have just been a melee class. That's what he was built to do. Especially when he was built to stand perfectly on cactuses. Like, it was just in the design documents for the game. You can access them at valvestore.co.uk, and you can easily just see that the devs' original intentions for the game was for Spy to be a cactus. If you actually go back and play the beta for Team Fortress 2, he was a cactus. He had, go and look at the concept art, you could see that he was built in as a plant. He had spikes, he was green, and it just makes no sense that all along they've had this weapon that takes absolutely zero skill to use as just a crutch in the game, and if I'm honest, it deserves to be nerfed. Like, that spy over there, what am I meant to do to counter him? Like, it's not like I can move around slightly to dodge him and make it harder to hit. I have to stand perfectly still and let him take the shots. I could kill him right now while he's standing still firing, lining up his shots, but I can't do that, that's not built into the game yet. I'm not allowed to move slightly to the side. Now, that engineer there, he had no right to be killed. Like, he was standing still in the open next to a square, and, like, asking to be shot, but, like, you know, the engineer should have killed the spy. He's exclusively a melee class. Did you not see even though his gun is listed as it's a secondary weapon, that's what it's listed as, you should never ever be able to use a weapon that's not in the primary slot as your primary weapon, that just completely outdoes the balance of the game. Like, just imagine if there was, like, a class that went around, for example, like, they were healing with their entire secondary, and they only ran around with it. That class would deserve to have a nerf, if I'm honest. Or if there was a class, an explosives class, where all they ever did was use their secondary weapon, and to the point that they'd move the secondary and primary slots around to prevent people from using it. Some things in this game obviously have no counter, but then there's other things, like scouts, for example. They have no right to be killed by a spy. They move far too fast. The spy, in my opinion, he should have to backstab absolutely everything. In my opinion, Spy as a class has been far too easy for far too long, and I think it would be not even detrimental, I believe it should be an asset to the game if they were to add a short series of perhaps quick-time events that you'd have to complete in order to be able to hit someone with your gun. I think that would fit wonderfully in the action of the game. It would not be completely RNG, of course. For example, if you were to select, they would come up onto your screen and say, okay, you've just selected this shot to be taken. Would you like to access it? And then you'd have to pay, you know, a small fee, maybe 30 to 200 Microsoft tokens, and then you'd be allowed to take your shot. I honestly think that, like, the game would benefit heavily from a series of action sequences. Like, if perhaps even if you had to complete maybe Toho 16, the bullet hell game, if you were, you know, you'd take a nice shot, but, you know, it's not nice enough. The game would just double check that you were good enough to make the shot, and by forcing you to play through the entire Toho series, I think, would actually be not going far enough. I think you should have to play every single video game ever to perfection and completion, including the hardest game of all time, Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc, which is well known that it's impossible to get a perfect score on, just not due to instability of the game, but just due to the raw difficulty of getting a high score in it. I think the game as a design would just really, really benefit from people who are AFK as having little bubbles around them as to prevent people from shooting them. Because in my opinion, we should definitely balance the game around people who are standing perfectly still at a long range, or even at a short range. I think you shouldn't be allowed to shoot people at all. I just think it's just too easy to do anything in this game, and I just want to be honest, I think Valve should just remove Spy as a whole class. I think it's far too strong for a class to have as much health as he does, and deal as much damage as he does. I think it just makes no sense in the balance of the game at all. And on the contrary, I think some people are having a bit too much difficulty. So I think also this update that they're going to push, they should make it so sometimes when you'd miss, sometimes you'll hit. Because I think that would make a lot more sense. Like, not instead of balancing around how, you know, people don't like being shot at long range around the damage, for example, they should just balance it around them hitting in the first place. You know, why deal any damage at all? Why be rewarded for anything in the world? It just seems silly. I think they should just, the game, if anything, I think it should be balanced around cards. Like, I think you should be able to buy trading cards that increase the accuracy of your main gun. Like, there's plenty of games in the world where, you know, someone who has a slightly stronger trading card does a bit better. For example, if I go and play Hearthstone, I have a, you know, if I have a shiny Series 1 Charizard, I deserve to beat their Dota 2 Pudge. I think that's exactly how it works. I have a very strong history with card games, I know a lot about them. So I think that as a balancing choice makes a lot of sense. Adding a bit of RNG, just everyone loves it. Everyone loves a little bit of RNG. For example, I have a friend who plays competitive Digimon. So, you know, I think I should be allowed to be the balancing act. And I think that just Focus Blast, it hitting, you know, at least 5% of the time, I think it's too broken. It does too much damage. And I think I'd appreciate it a lot if they were to balance it around, just, you know, sometimes just missing. I think everyone who plays the game would just really like it if they were planned for something, and then just sometimes, you know, it just wouldn't work. I can't do this with a fucking serious face. Have you seen the fucking view model on this gun? It's been fucking whipping around in my face all day. Oh shit, what are you doing? Please, please, for the love of God, don't balance anything in a video game around number random generation. It makes no sense. You should be rewarded for practicing. You shouldn't be discouraged. If you're gonna balance something, you know, make it harder to do that. Don't make it completely impossible because numbers. That's gonna end this incredibly serious and interesting video. My finishing thoughts are basically, you know, we're gonna have to live and learn with whatever they happen to do with this gun, but like, I'm just really hoping they don't just make it random numbers, because that would make it incredibly frustrating to use, and to be honest, I wouldn't use it anymore. If it was a chance that I'm going to go plan forever, play an official, and then just sometimes not drop the medic, even though I'd planned it, just sometimes not drop him just because the game said so. I just wouldn't use that weapon. I'd use the stock revolver, which still, by the way, has a perfectly accurate shot. Do you know what weapon is like the Ambassador, easier to use, more annoying to play against, and still has a perfectly accurate first shot? Imagine if there was a weapon like that that also gave you crits for, like, sapping shit or backstabbing people. That would be really broken, and thank God that they haven't added anything like that into the game in the last couple of years. But, you know, I think I'm going to end it there. I have no idea what I'm going to edit this mess into. I hope you did enjoy it. Please leave me your thoughts in the comments about the Dead Ringer, and the Spicicle, and the Ambassador, and the your eternal reward, and the whatever the fuck, and you know, I'll see you all next time in the next godforsaken hellhole we find ourselves in.